Gather round, friends, why hurry?
Oh.
Let's all stay a little longer.
I'm used to playing in front of all these old boys got toe of their boots out.
Welcome back to Music Fest 2018 here in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. Thanks again to our friends at Dixon Productions for getting us up here again this year. And of course, Colorado High Vodka Hydro Pros and our friends at Jag Metals and the Fenolio Boot Company. I'm sitting here with the Snow Queen of Steamboat Springs, Colorado. That's better than the Ice Queen.
It is way better than the Ice Queen.
Courtney Patton. Hi, young lady.
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you. Happy Music Fest.
Oh, thanks.
How's your week?
It's been busy.
Yeah.
We've been very busy. Yeah, just yesterday was my day off, but it didn't. I sang harmony with Jason and the boys, so I didn't really feel like I had a day off.
Do you need another definition of what day off means?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, to actually just not have to do anything.
So how many dates do you do a year off the top of your head?
I bet there's probably over 200, I would say. I don't know. I try to work last year I worked every weekend, which was maybe a little too much. So I've set one of my resolutions for 2018 is to take off every other weekend to be just a mom.
Right, and so that's something that you and your husband Jason Eady have probably had to figure out real quick, because both of you are traveling musicians, but the kiddos are at home. So do they often make the trip with you, or how does that work?
No, they go to their dad's. I'm lucky that we live in a small town, and my ex he's there, his parents are there, aunts and uncles are there, and my dad's just in Fort Worth, so we have a really good hands-on family that takes,
a unit that's all marching in the same direction. Yeah. Well, that makes it great.
So it's good. So that's where they're at right now, and but I miss basketball games and soccer games, and so I'm not going to do that this year.
We were talking about that with Wade, and he kind of said the same thing. He said you got to hammer down, but you got to find those times, especially at the point that they're in their life, where they're starting to discover and figure out kind of a direction they're going to go. And moms and dads, we don't want to miss those things.
And they're getting old enough to know when you're not there, and I don't ever want them to think that I pick anything else over them. So that's my goal this year. Just take a little bit more time for a family.
Good luck on that.
Thanks.
I love that. So, what's been your highlight this week?
Oh man, let's see. I really loved Zach Wilkerson's show yesterday. His band is so great, and I got to catch a little bit of that before heading over to Jamie's show, and she did a Storytime Friends show and had Jason and I got to get up and sing, and I got to hear one of Cody's new songs, Cody Canada, and it was beautiful. So that was fun for me. Right. But I just feel like I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off and not getting to see near as many shows, and most of the people I want to see play at the same time I do.
Right. So that's the thing about Music Fest. It's great that everybody's here, but everybody's here doing the same thing at the same time, and so you got to have to find those special moments to cross paths a little bit. Yep. Now, I don't know that you've officially announced it yet, and maybe you have and I just haven't seen it, but I got an extra Christmas present. Yep, you were the first one. Was it really? Yeah, you and Shane both. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. That's very sweet of you. I appreciate it. But a brand new Courtney Patton album on its way. February 16th. Yeah? I'm so excited. I worked really hard. It's been 3 years since I put one out, and didn't feel like that long, but it has been. So I started this one in June in Stephenville out at Melody Mountain Studios with Josh and Ben, and produced it myself, which was challenging and very fun, but kind of nerve-wracking too, because I'm real picky. Sure. And got the great Louis Maines to play on it, and Heather Stalling played fiddle, and I got Gene Watson's piano player, Chip Bricker. Oh, wow. So that's pretty cool. That was one of the, this was many years ago, but I had a chance to do this exact same thing with Gene Watson. But he brought his entire band in, and it was, I don't want to say it was the first time that I've seen a professional be a professional. Oh, yeah. But I sat next to the piano player and watched him do all of those 14-karat mind parts, and you just put his fingers on fire. But the thing that I really took from that interview is that Gene was on a stool just like we are, and Gene's about this big, and he sat there like this the entire time, and the microphone was right here, and he just sang and hit every note without any kind of, animation whatsoever. I heard it was phenomenal. A rumor, and I don't know, Jason heard this somewhere or read it. Gene Watson said he would retire the day he had to lower a key because he was older and needed to sing. The older we get, our voices get deeper. He said he would retire before he
lowered a key, and apparently he's still playing all those songs in the original key.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
It was phenomenal. And it's not like he wasn't being personable.
Sure.
And that's just what he did.
Yeah.
And he nailed it. It sounded like it was just coming off the record. It was like Don Williams live.
That's awesome.
Don Williams.
He is a good, yeah.
Well, that's great, man. Well, so February 16th.
February 16th.
And is that a Friday?
It is a Friday.
It's always a Friday now.
Yeah.
Right. And is it available for pre-order?
It's available for pre-order on my site, and I think January 19th it's available on iTunes for pre-order. So yeah, I'm getting everything wrapped up and got vinyls made this time. So they're being pressed right now, which is really fun, and just kind of finalizing artwork and getting all my deadlines. I'm getting nervous about it, but that's normal.
Have you heard the cassette rumor?
No, is it coming back?
It's funny. 2 years ago, Casey, my wife, and kids and I were in California, and our Uber driver, golly, it's just everybody in LA, because we were at Disneyland, everybody in LA knows somebody's in the show business. Well, apparently his roommate was the manager of 21 Pilots.
Oh, wow. That's
okay.
I like that band.
Right, I do too. And he was like, yeah, and they have cassettes at their shows. I was like, stop the car.
Yeah.
What? He's like, yeah, cassettes are big here in California. There's like a black market.
Are they putting them back in cars, or are people doing it like vinyls and having them in their house? Like the old Sony boombox?
I don't know. I think the boombox was also part of what was coming back. So, and then that's the first time I heard it, and then I just kind of sprinkled that question in now and again. Yeah, there's somebody out there's like, yeah, cassettes coming back.
Yeah.
Well then, okay, then we're gonna have to go buy a whole box of number 2 pencils.
And remember how hard it was to like fast forward and get it exactly on the song? We were talking about this last night in the room. We have a fiddle player, Haystack. He's 23 years old, and he says he remembers cassette tapes. But my kids will never know what that's like. They don't know what payphones are, but we used to sit in our bedroom with the radio on, and you had your tape in there, and you were trying to push record like at the very minute after the DJ stopped
would shut up.
talking.
Stupid DJs would not shut up. Believe me. I did the same thing,
but you sat there and waited, you know, and you're like, I got to get it so that it sounds like you owned the tape. But you were just recording it live from the radio. Yeah. Man, childhood was fun.
It was fun. Yeah, that was my training ground.
Yeah.
I did the same thing, but in between those records, I'd be like, hey, it's Justin coming to you from the 12-year-old bedroom. So, you know.
That's awesome.
I was like, I'm going to do this. So, that's great. Well, congratulations on the new record.
Thank you.
You know, I got my Christmas present, so I've heard it, and it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's so good through and through and
Thanks.
through. It's one of those where, and this should be standard procedure anyway, but anytime somebody puts out a project, put it in and just hit play.
Listen to the whole thing.
Don't go dig around.
Yeah.
You know, just let the whole thing play out, because that's blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
and sometimes a little bit of change to do those things.
Yeah, you think through, like, that's a very conscious decision to put those songs into that order so that it flows right, and your goal is to get something that people don't want to skip songs. So that's the goal.
Do yourself a favor and pre-order the album. Do you have pre-orders at the shows?
No, just online right now.
Okay, well then just go see the show and
go
buy the merch
and
buy the ticket and put gas in the bus and all that stuff, man. Because that's how these boys and girls get up and down the highway.
And by bus, he means Prius.
Yes, it's the fanciest one. See the lounge in that thing. All right, so there it is, February 16th. Man, I didn't even ask you what the title was.
What It's Like to Fly Alone.
What It's Like to Fly Alone. Courtney Patton.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.